Yeah.
2017.
Right.
Yeah. On the Gold Coast. And I did a retreat, and then I taught with another CCFC creative frequency coach, Colleen Talbot. And it's where I met dragons. um,
Dragons?
Dragons. Yeah, dragon energy. Yep. Dragons.
Okay.
I have a beautiful piece of art I got from the bird tribes
Yeah.
on that East Coast, Australia. I love Australia. And I have a lot of people in my online studio from Australia.
Yeah. I can understand why, because I definitely have benefited so much from
Oh,
what you do, because
it's
some of my audience,
activating, right? It's
it is,
activating.
it really is. And I found you through I think it must have been one of your ads or something along the line, and I just finished all my cancer treatment, and I
Yeah.
hadn't done any painting or creativity. Like, I'd been in survival mode for probably a decade before that.
Yeah.
And I found your challenge, and I started doing just your little challenge, like 21-day paint every
Yeah.
day
The painting
challenge.
meditation challenge with watercolor, and
Oh my God, it
kind of
was
like,
so good.
it's kind of like doing this, just to give everybody an idea, right? This
Yeah.
is just playing with color, which meanwhile, this makes me so stinking happy.
It makes me happy too. And that painting behind you, I'm looking at it
Right?
going, oh, that's so
Oh my gosh,
yummy.
color. Okay, you all, I have a total, I just knowing that soon, and I'm saying this all over the place so that when it comes out, people can be like, oh my God. We're about to discover something new about color, or something that we've always known about color is going to be somehow validated by, scientific community or Joe Dispenza or somebody. But
Yeah.
I do believe color, engaging with color, painting color, and there's something about fluorescent pink right now, I'm just saying, um,
Totally.
is going to come up as healing. Like, I feel like color is like vitamin C is a color. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like taking supplements and engaging with color, painting. I mean, that's always been, for the decades of my life where I thought I didn't inherit that artistic DNA and I couldn't paint or draw. Wah, wah. Color has always freaked me out. And so,
Yeah.
but just in the last couple weeks, I'm like, ooh, something's about to happen with color. So
Oh,
anyway, stay
I
tuned.
can definitely relate. Yeah. I mean, that was something that got I really feel like, and I've talked about this a lot, is just putting color on paper is what brings me joy. Like,
Mhm.
it doesn't matter what the outcome is. Or actually, what you did was teach me in that course. I then, did that starting one, and then I did Rise Above, which was, oh
Yes.
my God. And
Right?
this painting actually came out of that. Look at this, my higher self.
Yeah.
Check her
Right?
out.
Right. And okay, so that painting came out of Rise Above. And how many other like acrylic paintings had you done before that
I
one?
had not painted acrylically for at least 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and since then I've made 2 acrylic paintings, and I've just kept painting. I've got 2 full art journals, because I'm
Yeah.
traveling in my caravan now, so I can't have all my stuff. But
Yeah.
the watercolors, it's just, you put some paper on some yummy paper and some beautiful colors, and you put it on paper, and next minute you're just squealing with joy. I'm like, yeah.
Right. I do that too. I keep thinking I'm painting, and I'll paint either a shape or a color, and I find myself going like, "Ooh," like I'm grunting like the tennis players.
Yeah.
And then I kind of I'm like, I wonder if other people grunt while they're painting.
Yeah,
That is
I
good
get that
present
vibe.
moment stuff when you're like feeling the color. It's like feeling color shapes. Ugh,
Yeah.
brings me so much joy.
But it is hard, right, to get out of your head and into your heart, because there seems to be, like, for me, especially in the beginning, and it still is now, the masculine energy in my mind, talking about the end product, and trying to work toward this whatever sense of success, but that actually has the opposite effect.
Yeah.
So, that Rise Above course really step by step sort of managed that for me, so I could just
Yeah.
keep moving forward with the joy, rather than
Yeah.
worrying about whether it's going to look good, or be worth the time or worth the money for the supplies and all that
Yeah.
rubbish that the head can come with.
Yeah, absolutely. I have to say, I was just listening to Aubrey Marcus and Marianne Williamson, and I went on to listen to Aubrey Marcus and Dr. Zach Bush, MD, because Zach Bush is talking about how it's actually the water in our bodies that surround the cells that hold the information. And then he's talking about how the water, for the water to hydrate us and to heal and help us, live fully, it's the light in the water. And then there was a snippet from the Aubrey Marcus podcast with Dr. Zach Bush, MD, talking about the sacred geometry of water. So just like snowflakes, right, are like these crystalline structures. So water, when it's not frozen, is also crystalline. And anyway, so, the Metatron's Cube and Sacred Geometry is on the cover of my third book, 30 Days to Unstoppable. And so anyway, I went to look at that, but then I saw Marianne Williamson's interview, and I'm like, well, let's see what Marianne Williamson has to say. She has a new book out. And anyway, she's talking about how, a lot of us have been, reading all the books and meditating and doing the things. And she's like, this is where the rubber meets the road. Like, this is the time to, get out of your head, get out of like my evolutionary journey, me, which like that has to happen. Right. But now, as of January 21st, 2025, it's time to take that out into the world and put, all of our reading and meditating and all that into practice. And holy moly, I couldn't agree more. Like, I feel like this is the time we've been training for. This is like our opportunity to master how creative we are and that we're creating our reality in each and every moment. And the only question is if you're doing it with or without awareness. And then if there's anything in the world right now that's getting you angry or frustrated, the first question is, okay, is this something I want to be a part of the change? Like, am I going to take action to be a part of the change? Because we can't be a part of the change of everything. Right? I remember hearing a long time ago, if everyone picked one like cause and devoted whatever time and energy resources you have to that cause, there would be no more causes, maybe, like it would make a huge difference. So you get angry, frustrated, let that inspire. What do you want? What would you wish for in this situation? And then either go be a part of the change or stop watching that. And whatever it is that you do feel you're meant to be a part of the change, go do that. Like, do not sit in your home. Sorry, I'm getting a little, this is where I am.
Go for it. 100%.
I was going to title this Juicy Conversation but then we could link up my social, which you'd think by now I'd have that figured out. But anyway, do not sit in your home feeling angry, scared, frustrated, and not doing anything about it, because that energy of anger is actually meant to be creative.
Yeah.
Like anger,
there is a lot of energy. There is a lot of physical, thematic stuff going on when you're angry or if you're in fear as well.
Well, I talk a lot about energy doesn't have a hierarchy, right? So extreme anger and extreme passion and joy are both a lot of energy, and things don't have a lot of energy for you for no reason, right?
Yeah.
So when there's a lot of energy, be it dark and light, positive, negative, whatever, that means there's something there for you. You're meant to take some sort of action. That energy is there to inspire action. Spirit within. Energy is spirit, right? Like energy is this, whatever this is, that gets me so fired up every time. Like I'm about to leave for 2 months and I have so much, like I was just in there capping hard cider that has been sitting in a carboy for months that I've got a bottle, like I have so much going on, but you get me in this conversation and I get so excited. So I'm not meant to keep this to myself, right? Yeah. You're not meant to keep whatever's firing you up one way or the other. You're not meant to just sit and do nothing. You'll get sick.
Yeah. 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 Taking and
emotionally,
directing it,
Yeah.
Yeah. Directing it in a way that's like not going to hurt you, because so many of the the people that are interested in what I've got to say are, you know, already really caring, compassionate, empathetic, caring women, healing women. And then, you know, you can direct your energy into these things, these causes. But there's such a fine balance of knowing, like, that's what I was sort of mulling around that this morning. I was thinking about, okay, well, you know, if we keep doing, we burn out. But that doesn't mean we don't take action. It's just like you said, like being aware and then following the crumbs of joy that light you up in balance to the anger and the fear, like not just crusading against constantly and then eventually you end up falling in a heap. You know, you've got to have that balance and love yourself and be aware. And
yeah,
if that involves painting, Whitney Freya, you are the leader.
Well, but here's the thing, the painting is like I mentioned, the activation. It's a portal, it's alchemy, it's what helps get the energy out of your mind and out of your body where you can see it and observe it. And it's literally physiologically, energetically engaging you with the frequency that is going to be like the fuel in your tank that is going to provide you with the courage, you know, with the dedication, with the clarity that you need to take just one step at a time in the direction of making a difference. I think we all want to make a difference. But what happens is we get all fired up either way. And then we think, I want to be a part of the change. I want to do something. And then whether it's minutes or hours or days from then, you're back in kind of the routine, you know, like we all are, right? We have to get up and brush our teeth and like cook and then all the things. And then all of a sudden you think of like, oh God, the other day I got all fired up about that. And then it's either you're not in the energy or the space, or the difference between where you are now and where you want to be. You know, the problem compared to the solution feels so abstract and so far away that your logical, rational mind, which is what keeps us like, you know, on a schedule, says, yeah, I mean, better to just hang back, let someone else do that, because you don't know. You're not really qualified. You've never done anything like that before. You know?
Don't do that. Just numb out on Netflix. You know, don't do that. Just numb out. Just numb out.
Right? Which, trust me, like I'm reading the Sarah Moss books. So if any of you know the Sarah Moss books, you know, I'm on the last series. I've found crazy amounts of time to read Sarah Moss books. I'll tell you about those later if you want. But anyway, so all of that being said, for me, the painting is like going to the gas station and fueling up the vehicle so you can move and see different things and make a difference and meet new people and create new realities. And right now we need as many people that are taking inspired action as possible. Like it's just,
That's so exactly what we need. The world needs more wise, spiritually connected women using their voices, whether it's actual voice or whether it's paint or whether it's you know, creativity of any, like we need more. Like I think most of us in this circle are pretty over the current climate. I would love to hear more from everybody who is a wise woman. And I frame it in terms of you know, I call it, I am a radical optimist. Like I am radically optimistic no matter what. Like I had a pretty bad diagnosis, like, and there was two options, like be radically optimistic and direct my energy there, or go down a pretty scary rabbit hole, you know, and also, you know, profound grief. Like even though I've been served this absolute ass kicking. And, you know, if we're women and we've made it this far, right, we've all had our own brand of ass kicking. It just looks different for everyone.
2x4 or 4x4. Yeah.
And choose to be radically optimistic. Yeah. And not in a toxic, you know, disassociated way, like just seeing the beauty in the world, seeing the opportunity for, you know, raising the vibration for yourself and for everybody around you, and just hanging on to it for dear life and just going for it.
Yeah. Okay. I just had a really cool connection based on what I just talked about with anger and joy, and then what you just shared. Right. So I've had the cosmic 4x4 experience in a different way than you, not cancer. And the other, on the opposite side, so you had the extreme, like, oh, am I going to commit to life, right? Because my life is threatened right now with this diagnosis. So then there's the other thing where you get the diagnosis, but it's more the calling.
Yeah.
I just got the calling totally, I mean, not totally unsolicited, but there was no part of me that had anywhere on my to-do list, figure out an international movement to start. Like, that was not on my radar. I'm a pretty busy lady, and I have lots of facets of what I do that is still very inspiring. And I feel very on purpose, very in alignment. I feel like I'm supporting a lot of people step into their most authentic, empowered, sovereign selves. And then I heard, connected to thinking about teaching in Asheville, North Carolina this March, there's a women's march from March. There's a women's march from Asheville to the US Capitol.
Yeah.
And I was like, I literally felt like I got the wind knocked out of me. And I was in a rocking chair on a front porch. I'm like, say what? Because I've had this call before. That's how I teach painting, with my painting experience here in like Open the Art Center. And anyway, so I know this calling, but I was still like, wait, are you talking to me? Really? But I knew, right? 54-year-old Whitney compared to 26-year-old Whitney knows. And I really was like, wow. So it was kind of like getting a diagnosis, but on the other side, like being called bigger. And I had it took like 2 or 3 weeks. This was right around Thanksgiving. And the first weekend in December, sitting in a hot spring where the water comes from a source that it takes 16,000 years for the water to get down there. So I'm sitting in hot water that hasn't touched humanity. Well, since humanity was 6,000 years, right? And I committed to the Great Mother March. Go to greatmothermarch.com. I'm not even announcing this publicly until now. Katrina
Greatmothermarch.com.
Katrina Mason is outing the Great Mother March. I've just shared it, word of mouth. And it's scary, right?
Yeah.
Just like you're saying, these same thing, same, right? Scary. Who, me? Can I do this? And here's the thing. You have to commit either way. You can't be half-hearted about it. And so I've committed. I know that. So I committed. And I mean, I got off a call today with like these amazing women in Asheville, North Carolina, who all have started these nonprofits and are doing amazing things. And it's happening. We're marching like almost 500 miles. And it's so multifaceted. It's so multidimensional. It's March 8th, 2026.
Okay.
Over a year.
Yeah, right. Great Mother
Anyway,
March.
the Great Mother March coming through me is like rocket fuel. Talk about energy. Yeah. So anyway, so what are you going to do when you get the big energy thing, the call, the diagnosis? It's totally up to you. And then you better have your creative frequency engaged. It's the only way it's going to work. Not that you have to work with me and paint on a canvas to do that, but just know the reason the arts, the reason anything that isn't logical, anything that makes you feel like you're not being productive, right, is there to keep us in balance and guide you to your center. Because we have the fear, the logic, the rational, the linear, that is taken care for us by the culture we live in and the way we were raised, speaking for most of us. But the present moment, intuitive, creative, dancing with the mystery, understanding how to bring things that are wanting to come through into physical reality, that's the creative frequency. And that's why I teach painting. That's why I've always taught painting. And I kind of like unteach painting, frankly. I'm a don't try and do anything pretty to start. Don't try and be all perfect. I'm not going to teach you technique. I mean, I teach you some technique, right? But it's just enough. It's just enough so that you have things to do when you stand in front of the canvas. And in the process, you get to know yourself. You get to see where you get stuck. You get to unstuck yourself. You get to access parts of you that are not activated when you're in the logical, linear, fear-based. And so right now, all you have to do is, turn on a news or go, it's all over the place. to tap into fear and scarcity and this us versus them and polarity. And I don't care which side you're on. None of us want to live in this polarized, pointing fingers, us versus them world. So
No.
what's going to get us back into center is not more of the same. It's creating something new. So, okay, that's all I have to say. Bye.
Mic drop. Boom.
I just,
No, I love it. I really love it. And I'm 100% on board. I really feel like, yes, like it is scary to put yourself out there, and you're open to all sorts of criticism and things like that. But to me, that's what matters. I guess that's where I am in my life too, is that I want to contribute to or make some influence on the collective around this alternative to what we've had so far. And more feminine creativity energy seems to be 100% radically optimistic. And the crumbs of that, you can follow them on a really small scale, like just in your own life, where the crumbs of creativity and joy arise, and you just follow them. Or you can do it on a big scale, or you can do both, like what you're doing, Whitney. Not everybody has to be, public like us, but take what we're saying and just follow the crumbs in your own life and follow them like your life depends on it, because it does. It really does.
Well, that's the other thing that this Dr. Zach Bush, MD, podcast.
Bush MD.
He always says that. I'm kind of laugh at that. But anyway, is that even your health and wellness, it's all an inside out job.
Yeah.
It's all inside out. So you can take all the supplements you want, right? Which I trust me, I'm taking some little salts right now that are like aligned with the astrology of when I was born, that I think is connected to the water and the crystalline nature and all that. But anyway, I'm all about the supplements, and none of that is going to work if you're not in alignment and like have some sort of purpose, even if it's going around your town and just radiating connectedness and like passing the smiles around and sharing space with others. And if you try and operate from the, I've got to just take care of myself, like this is, I don't know, I don't even want to sound like I'm shaming anyone or anything. It's just that our world kind of conditions us to see ourselves as separate and to ignore the complete interconnectedness of everything. And your physical health is not separate from your energetic health and how you feel in your life. Like, do you feel like, wow, life is interesting and life is full and life, I'm connected to my heart, and I go to sleep with happy memories from the day. That's the first order of, I don't want to say business, but
well, it kind of is. It is for me these days.
Make sure that is part of your reality. Create reality.
It is. Like if you follow the medical model, get up and eat certain food and go for a run and do all those things. But if you're doing them out of fear, which I have done in the past, it has the opposite effect. If you're eating healthy food because you're too scared, then it has the opposite effect. If you're going for a run, tried it, running, trying to make sure I'm super, super healthy, but it's out of fear, it has the opposite effect. Yeah. So now I lay in bed rather than jumping up to go for a 5K run and refusing to eat anything but baby spinach. Now I follow what feels good, and I start the day with a yoga nidra type meditation with my eyes shut, where I am directing myself into shining joy. And gratitude for life. And that's peace.
I literally met a woman, and she showed up on my YouTube yesterday, and I was so excited, and I was like, oh my God, Robin, you're the fluorescent pink lady. Anyway, she has some sort of chronic disease. She's in pain, except when she's painting with fluorescent pink.
Wow.
And this came about after me sharing this thing about color, right?
Yeah.
So absolutely. I have to say, so the Great Mother March, you can join, like it's actual, like you go to greatmothermarch.com, it's $13. The money goes to the march and you can be a part of it in so many different ways. But it's literally, so when you're talking about getting up and running, so it's literally like there are going to be women getting up to walk, so that whether they're joining the march or not, but they're walking so that more women can walk, right? Like it's like walking to add that feminine empowerment energy to the march, which men are marching with us. We are marching for the reunion of the balance of the masculine and feminine. We are not against anything. We are not angry. We are like, look at how good this empowered, expressed, authentic, sovereign feminine is. And you want to get over here. So connecting purpose, you can do that. That's the life artistry, right? You're creating your reality. So you're exactly right. You get up to walk or run out of fear, like, oh my God, and aging is super triggering, right? So that's super easy to get there. Or you can get up and do those things, being like, I am walking. Every step is for my sister. Every step is for this Mother Earth. Like I am walking to add strength, physically, mental, emotional, to the Great Mother, to this rising of the feminine, which is what's needed to get back into balance, which men have too. We love men. Men are coming. Men are marching. Men are on the inner circle of the Great Mother March.
Yeah. Men need this just as much as us, because, men's mental health has been in crisis for a long time, and they need some feminine energy and to feel confident in that and to be able to express that just as much as we do.
Exactly.
This is for everyone. Human beings, doesn't matter. Just we're all wearing these crazy human skeleton meat suits for this little period of time together, and soon that time will be gone. And what have you done with it?
Yeah.
Let's be radically optimistic.
Radically optimistic. Yeah. So you've got two different options of places you can plug in.
Yeah.
Just, community. That's super cool. Community. So I met Katrina through my Women's Synergy Collective, which is for women entrepreneurs, to get this kind of coaching and training and be authentic. Don't try and plug into like, here's the marketing plan. You got to do this. You can do that. It's no, be yourself.
It doesn't work.
Have fun. Follow the energy, as Katrina Mason says.
Yeah. So these conversations were inspired by that. So lots of your stuff out there has been really helpful. And if anybody watching wants to get on and do some of Whitney's stuff, you can find her. I've got the email at the bottom there, whitneyfreya.com.
Very nice. I'm not sure about the beige.
Okay.
It's a beige banner on my screen.
Is it?
I'm not being critical. I'm just laughing. We're talking about all this color. And then I'm like,
you were anything but beige, that's for sure.
Well, we love beige. Beige is all the colors.
It is. This is more like a soft mustardy pink. So the only other thing that I'm contributing this year is also inspired by Women's Synergy Collective, is I want to move out of survive mode and into thrive mode. And it even rhymes, Thrive 2025. And a lot of my audience are caring professionals, women in the healing business, just awesome, compassionate women. But we do tend to get burnt out and overwhelmed because of those, superpowers that we have of empathy. Yeah. So I started a collective supervision, so we can they can do a one-on-one with me. Supervision.
I've never connected that. How fun is that? Oh my God, words are cool.
I know. So you can get a one-on-one supervision with me, and then join in on 4 live workshops over the coming months, just to kind of keep us in that energy of radical optimism and possibility, moving past, January into February and the rest of the year. And one of those will be about creativity. One of them will be about connecting to our values and stuff like that. So it's super good value. I've never done it before. But yeah, just want to contribute in the same, to the same cause.
I love it.
Yeah.
I
You
love
can find
that.
that here. But my little fancy banner.
Supervision.
Supervision. So I do it one-on-one. And then I also do it as this collective now. So you can find it at sustainabilityinservice.com/thrive 2025. Wow, that's a bit of a mouthful.
Go. It's so much better to be in community circles.
It is.
So much more fun.
So much more fun. So many more ideas. You feel so much more supported, less in your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the online thing, like, I mean, I feel like Katrina, like you could tell me you guys met when you were in Australia. I'd be like, oh, I forgot. But like, it feels like we've met, like I feel like, like I live in this very remote, rural county in Northeast Oregon. And there are amazing people here, but I'm often super grateful. I walk outside, there are big mountains, there's lots of space, because I've just been, Zooming all over the world, like literally Zoom, on Zoom, and, connecting to all these people. And then I go travel. Like when I was just in Australia, I met Stephanie Brown. You might not know Stephanie. Is she in Synergy? No. Anyway, she's a coach. And she had to tell me that we hadn't met. I really thought we had.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She's like, no, we haven't actually seen each other in person.
Yeah. But I think, when you're doing things online, and for any of you who are maybe, connecting with either one of us for the first time, the only reason to like go to a website or engage is if you feel a resonance, right? Like soul sister vibes. Like she's speaking my words. Like she's
in my head. How did
she feels like I've known her forever. Like, yes, that. If you don't, go find the person that makes you feel that way, right?
100%.
Because there's no pressure. There's like a bajillion Whitney and Katrina conversations happening right now. I mean, there's only one Whitney and Katrina conversation happening right now, but there's so many opportunities. So there's this abundance of people to connect to. And it's not about finding like a guide or a guru or a teacher so much as finding the resonance with what you want, and that resonance is going to pull out of you what is meant to come out. That's why there's resonance.
Yeah. It's about honoring your resonance, honoring your intuition, honoring your joy, honoring your optimism. And however you get there, just do what you got to do.
Yeah. Okay, I told Katrina only 30 minutes and it's been longer, but oh my God, I could see, because I could just forever.
And we could just yarn. We could just yarn all day. And there's so many topics we could cover. But I understand you have a limited time, but I really, really, really appreciate you jumping on and having this conversation with me and the people watching. And big love to you.
Yeah, thank you, Katrina. Yeah. I'll be I feel like I've been so like in everybody's face this month. but next month I'm just going to be sharing on Instagram. I'm just going to be sharing paraglider Whitney. So I'm going to be paragliding in Colombia for a month with my daughter. And so I do very little actually videos from the sky, but there'll be lots of flying images. So if you want to rise above a different way, I'll be sharing.
Well, I might follow suit, like and show some of the caravanning, Katrina, like following.
I've been encouraging her.
Living in a caravan
behind the scenes, right?
Yeah. Show you the what caravan life is really like, and it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So fun. Well, thank you, Katrina. I have thoroughly enjoyed having this conversation, and I know that you are, what I absolutely see in you is that light, and you're someone who has found that secret sauce, right? Like that place where your life experience and your life dreams have come together. You have beautiful, practical, like wisdom to share with people that's going to activate that wisdom within them. And then you've got that spark that's going to fan the flame for other people. And so thank you for sharing yourself with the world and not being afraid, jumping in. I love it. I'm so grateful.
Jump in, guys. Get out there. Put your stuff out there. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right. See you, Whitney.
Bye.